But yeah, if you guys didn't know, I'm heading out to Saudi Arabia for this tournament called Esports World Cup with the $1 million prize pool. And yesterday they released the actual groups. So let me show you the groups here because it's pretty crazy. Group A, and for some reason out here they put the letter twice. I don't know why. So in Group AA, there's Nobi, Meo-IL, Doujin, and Ao. Pretty ugly group here. The way Ao just played, I feel like Ao is going to make it out. I think 2 people get out of each group. So I got to believe Ao gets out. And then the second place should be Nobi because Nobi's on fire right now, right? But Ao is super good against Dragunov at the LCQ. Meo-IL is a super wild card because he is
Mr. President, it's been an honor.
like a Jack player, and I forgot what else he has. Victor maybe? But kind of unconventional, right? But then you got Doujin, and Doujin is such a wild card because he can use like any character at any moment. So I feel like he is a big underdog in this group, but he can also upset people. And in a round robin format, he might break everything. Then you got Group B, Rangchu, who's been placing pretty well all year, except got not top 8 here. Kkokkoma, who today looked fantastic. Top 4, I mean, he's not, top 3 even, right? Just not good enough to beat America. Atif, who's like super good unless he's playing against Arslan. He's probably like the best if he's not playing Arslan, right? And then you got the John. This group sucks. If you're Kkokkoma or you're Rangchu, you're like, what the hell? Dude? Atif and the John? It feels like Atif and the John should be the favorites. You know, I didn't really think about this, but Atif and Kkokkoma, I would love to see that in a Dragunov mirror match. I want to see if Atif can do the same thing to Kokkoma's Dragunov that he did to Nobi's Dragunov at EVO. I really am looking forward to this one now. That's really exciting for me. But yeah, this group sucks. It's incredibly difficult. Then you get Group C, Arslan Ash, Edge, the Hwarang from Korea is super good. Ulsan and JeonDDing. Now, usually you see Edge in a group, you're like, well, he's probably got a good shot at making it out. I think he has got the worst chance of making it out of this group, you know? However, it's probably also the best position for him to be in because I feel like everyone's overlooking him in this group, you know? Like Arslan Ash, I think this is the hardest group out of the entire page. This is like, if you wanted to give Arslan a hard time to win, good job. You did it. Congrats, you know? If you're Ulsan, you're like, what the hell, bro? If you're JeonDDing, you're like, oh God, maybe I shouldn't use Eddie. You know, like, I don't know. If JeonDDing actually used Eddie in this, I would be kind of surprised. I feel like if JeonDDing was in one of these other groups, the Eddie would make more sense, you know? In this group, I don't know that he can make that happen. But if anyone can make it happen with Eddie, it's JeonDDing, right? The favorites here are Ulsan and Arslan if JeonDDing uses Eddie. If JeonDDing doesn't use Eddie, then I don't know what the hell's going to happen. And honestly, like I said, I think everyone in this group overlooks Edge, and I think that makes Edge super deadly. And Ulsan and JeonDDing, they have a lot of experience against Edge. Arslan doesn't necessarily. So this is probably the scariest match for Arslan. But Arslan, you know, he knows how to prepare. He's going to prepare for him. I will say he beat up Arslan's Nina with Eddie at the pre-Evo dojo, but they didn't get to play each other at Evo itself. Yeah, I think Arslan will be ready for sure. Group D, Mulgold, who just won versus fighting, right? Yagami, and Usama Abbasi, who just won the EWC LCQ. So in this Group D, you have 2 people who have won a 200-plus man tournament this week. You know what I mean? Within 1 week, both guys are in the same group with Ni and Yagami. Like, huh? That's insane. And then, like, look at this, right? Mulgold, Yagami, Usama. Usama's like 19 or some shit. So you got young man Mulgold, who just won. Youngish man Yagami. I actually don't know how old he is. He's under 30. And Usama. And then you got ancient legend Ni, right? This is a battle of old versus, of like, what's it? It's just like elder abuse, you know? It's like, it's fucked up. Ni's the oldest man in here. He's like double the age of Usama, I think. Like, how did this happen? That's crazy. Little unfortunate for Ni there, but it would be sick if Ni wins. So I'm looking forward to that outcome. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, again, Good news is Nee has a week to prepare for these 3 players. I think that's probably a good thing for him. So yeah, that's a wild one too. Group E, AK. He didn't do his best at Evo, right? Like placement wise, but obviously combo breaker win, etc. He's having a good year. Then you got Keisuke, still made top 8 here at Versus Fighting. Also degraded CEO, etc. Keisuke's been on fire all year long. Chikurin, who has fallen off since his win at Evo Japan, but always a threat, especially in this sort of situation as well, right? And then Hafiz Tanveer, who, in my opinion, took his foot off the gas during the LCQ. He made top 4, so he qualified, got his placement into this finals, and then just kind of let it go, right? So he is a huge threat. In this group, though, who are the 2 players you picked to make it out? Bruh, I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like you cannot call this one. Like, no matter who you pick as 2 players, you go like, I can see them winning it, you know? No matter which 2 it is. So it's pretty wild. Group F, CBM. He's looking kind of rough lately. Not in best shape. Jodd, who I haven't seen in a minute, but he's got that Nina. She's buff. LowHigh, who's been looking pretty good. And Bilal. So another wild one. Maybe 2 Bryans here. I don't think LowHigh's using much Bryan lately, though, right? Actually, I think he still is, too. So, yeah, I don't know, man. This is a hard one. I think that Jodd, I think these players are going to be ready for Jodd. So I think this is a rough pool for Jodd, actually. But Jodd's hella good. So he can make this happen. CBM's been playing not great. But sometimes you have that, like, bad event after event. And then at the big event, you step up and everything clicks. So hopefully for CBM's sake, that's what happens for him, right? But again, it's one of those groups where any 2 players you pick, I can be like, yeah, I can see how that happened. But I do think Jodd is kind of an underdog in this one. Moving on, Group G, Sephiblack. This is wild. So let me list all the names first. Sephiblack, Raef, Chanel, and Double. Okay? The interesting thing about this one, Sephiblack qualified at DreamHack Dallas, right? And I was doing my IRL stream. I was walking around, and Sephi was going up against Double. I was on the other side of the table. And then I looked at the reaction after, and Anakin was next to me. He's like, oh, damn, Double won. And I was like, I saw Sephi, like, talking to people. I was like, he's smiling all big. I was like, did he win or lose? Like, if he lost, that's pretty happy explaining his loss. Turns out he beat Double at that qualifier for the Esports World Cup. That's how he qualified here. Double is part of his path to victory. Afterwards, I kept on asking him, I was like, dude, how did you beat Double? You know, because Double is so good. And Sephi had been struggling with his Shaheen at that time. As like multiple times throughout the day, I was like, how did you beat Double? And it was like a joke between us. And now Double qualifies later and they're in the same group. So now Sephi has to beat him again. So good luck, Sephi. Double didn't make top 8 here at Versus Fighting. So it's hard, bro. It's always hard. But Sephi definitely going to be a threat. Raef makes top 8 at Versus Fighting. Not his best performance. We'll see what happens. And Chanel been kind of hidden, you know? So I feel like he's got that at least. He's super good right now. I think Chanel is probably, he should be a favorite to make it out of the group. Who gets the second spot if it's Chanel's the number 1? I don't know. I feel like it should be, on paper, Raef or Double. But Sephi can maybe beat Double. So if that can happen, then I think Double is screwed. And then maybe Raef can beat Sephi. So maybe Raef and Chanel make it out. It's a very interesting group. And then finally, Group H, Farzeen, KaneAndTrench, Mangja, and Sajawal. If you guys don't know Sajawal, he was in the LCQ for Esports World Cup. Very, very strong Yoshimitsu player from Pakistan. I think he might be the best Yoshimitsu player in the world. So very wild here. And you got KaneAndTrench, who's like the best Yoshimitsu player and most solid Yoshimitsu player that most people think of, right? So you've got the 2 Yoshimitsu players in the same group. Here's what's wild. Farzeen is known as the Victor player, but he's also got that martial law. So if this group ends up being 2 Law players and 2 Yoshimitsu players, it's going to be Just Frame James's favorite group of all time. That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, probably we see Victor, Yoshi, Law, Yoshi, right? So yeah, that is it. That's Esports World Cup groups phase. This is going to be starting on Wednesday. Action begins August 21st. You see it up here. I will be there. I will be commentating alongside MYK, Tasty Steve, and Markman. You've also got Bubsy, Rukang, and Majin Obama as the analysts. Spag will be there as the desk host. You've got Reinhardt as the stage host, and we've got Persia as the interviewer. I did that all from memory, so if I forgot anyone, I'm sorry. But I'm pretty sure I nailed it. But yeah, put this on YouTube. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Let me know who you guys think win all the groups. Which one's the hardest one? I think maybe Group C, maybe Group B. I don't know. Hard to say. But yeah, thanks for watching YouTube. Catch you guys next time. Hit that subscribe button.
Mr.
Boom!
President, it's been an honor.
That was such a clutch follow at the end there. Whoever did that, thank you very much. All the rest of you guys should follow too.